The intersection behind me was closed for hours after a deadly crash involving a Danville firefighter.
Plus, a Southern Kentucky mother is facing charges tonight after police say she showed up at her child's school high on drugs.
And the warmer temperatures mean it's time to turn on the AC. But for a Central Kentucky high school, that was not an option this week. Coming up, how they're battling the heat.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
Good afternoon. They were responding to a vehicle fire when all of a sudden they had their own emergency to deal with. Crews had to shut down a very busy Danville road after a deadly crash involving a fire vehicle.
Now, that crash happened just before 11 this morning at the intersection of Houstonville Road and the Danville bypass. Officer Don flew over the scene in Sky First. Officials say several vehicles were involved in the crash. WKYT's Victor Puente is tracking the investigation. It's our top story at 5. Victor?
State police are leading the investigation into this crash because one of the vehicles was a Danville City Fire Department SUV. Police tell me a man on a three-wheeled motorcycle was thrown onto the road and died here at the scene. It happened around 11 a.m. when 911 received a call of a car on fire on Houstonville Road.
The fire department was responding to a vehicle that had been called in as on fire just a little bit up the road here. They were responding to that scene when the collision occurred.
Tinsley says as that firefighter was going through the intersection, he collided with a motorcycle. The man on that motorcycle was thrown and pronounced dead at the scene. The woman with him was flown to UK Hospital.
Right now, we don't know if it's life-threatening injuries or what, but there were several other people involved in this accident. It was somewhat of a chain reaction after the first impact with the motorcycle.
The people in those other vehicles weren't injured. Danville police called Kentucky State Police to lead the reconstruction. That investigation shut down the interstate for almost 4 hours.
You realize that that person probably had some loved ones that's going to miss him. You know, us being police officers, you know, we're not immune to this. You know, it affects us too, but when we're here, we have to do right by them to make sure that we do get it right.
Between the 4 vehicles, there were 6 adults and 1 child in this crash. The people in those other vehicles were checked out by paramedics here at the scene and released. In Boyle County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
And state police say they're still working to identify the family of the man who died in the crash.
Deputies say that she showed up to her child's school high on drugs. A Southern Kentucky mother is facing charges tonight. Deputies arrested 29-year-old Anna Whitehead at Hunter Mills Elementary School on Tuesday. They say she admitted to taking 10 different drugs. Phil Pendleton is tracking her charges in this Crime Tracker report.
It happened here Tuesday at the Hunter Hills Elementary School. Police say that a mother showed up more than an hour late to pick up her 6-year-old son, and when she did, police say they could tell she was clearly under the influence. She is now under arrest, and she is 29-year-old Anna Whitehead. As of late this morning, she was still at the Laurel County Jail. Police say she told them she had taken 10 different prescription drugs, including hydrocodone, oxycodone, and Neurontin.
Extremely high is putting it mildly. She was very, very much under the influence. 10 different medications, like I say, most of them say don't operate a motor vehicle, and she's on 10 different, she admitted to taking 10 different medications.
And Anna Whitehead was charged with driving a motor vehicle under the influence, driving a motor vehicle with only an instructional permit without a licensed driver, and placing that child in an unrestrained seat. Police do tell us, though, she was not able to get away with the child in the car. She was arrested before that happened. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And deputies say the child is staying with relatives right now.
A man accused of possessing child pornography was in court this afternoon. 60-year-old Larry Blanken is facing 4 charges. Police say an employee at a computer repair store who was fixing Blanken's laptop found the pornographic images. According to the warrant, police also found more child porn in his home on Larkin Road. As the temperature goes up, more people are starting to turn on their air conditioners, but students at a Montgomery County school can't seem to get away from the heat. School leaders say the AC has been out all week. Our Jim Caldwell is in Mount Sterling with an update on repairs. It's a story that's new at 5.
During the warmest part of the school year so far,
kids at Montgomery County High School got a dose of 2 areas of heat. One being the fact that it's hot outside, and the other that the cooling unit broke down on them just after spring break, meaning it's been pretty hot around here ever since then. School administrators here at Montgomery County High School are very pleased with how students and teachers have handled themselves here with a more of a flexible schedule and flip-flopping rooms to make sure that everybody was in more of a comfortable environment during this little hot streak.
What we did is we had to take our schedule and kind of dissect their entire schedule, and we've had teachers give up their rooms during planning to accommodate rooms that are over here in the hot area of the building. Students have complained a little bit, about it being hot, but for the most part, kids are pretty resilient. It's been really, really tough on teachers. We've kind of had to relax our dress code a little bit. We've allowed teachers to wear cargo shorts and shorter sleeves and looser fitting garments.
Officials here say that they will get an auxiliary system hooked up this weekend to cover them for the remainder of the semester. Then they will look to fix the system as we head into the summer months and maybe be ready for next school year. In Montgomery County, I'm WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
All right, Jim, thank you. School board leaders say a replacement unit will cost around $250,000. They hope insurance will cover the cost.
Ooh, that's expensive.
Well, it's hard to believe, it certainly is, but hard to believe it's only the beginning of May. It feels more like mid-July, doesn't it really? Well, the hot and humid weather only going to continue through the weekend.
And as the humidity increases, so does the chance for rain, which I think we need. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's tracking some showers in the forecast.
Got
I keep trying, I keep trying.
Yeah, I know. As we were kidding last night, you're a man who recently did a little planting out there, so you're tired of watering already. We're going to try to get you some water coming from the sky over the next several days, but as of now, it's all about the heat and humidity. Hey, good news, Montgomery County. 79 your current temperature, so it's at least cooled down locally because we have a little shower and thunderstorm not too far by. 86, not too far away, 86 right now into Lexington. West of 75, nothing. East of 75, similar to yesterday, we're starting to see these scattered boomers that are going up from Lewis County just to the southwest of Vanceburg, Fleming County, toward Mount Sterling and toward the Owingsville area. Lexington Metro, similar to yesterday, not a whole lot, fairly quiet out there. Some more action into southern and southeastern Kentucky. Here's a line of some thunderstorms. Look at the little spin with that. With an area of low pressure in the southern parts of Illinois coming out of Missouri. That line is likely to weaken, though the farther west that you live, you have at least a chance of seeing some of that action. 24-hour planner temperatures tomorrow, guys, back into the mid and upper 80s. And when I come back in a little bit, we're going to take you through that Mother's Day weekend with an updated hour-by-hour forecast as we time the storm chances into where you live.
Thank you, Chris. And while it has been hot and humid in the bluegrass, other parts of the country are dealing with severe weather. Rain and tornadoes swept through parts of Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, and Kansas. The severe weather may be to blame for a freight train derailment in Texas. We're told that 2 trains hauling a total of 17 cars went into a lake, injuring 4 workers.
Today, the Fayette County School Board met to discuss changes to the school attendance zones. For more than a year, the committee has been working to develop new boundaries for the opening of 3 new schools in the county, a high school and 2 elementary schools. Although no decisions were made today, it gave the board an opportunity to discuss the options.
We're trying to get a plan adopted as quickly as possible so that our parents and students know where they will be attending school. And we've also looking at some potential grandfathering provisions.
And once adopted, these plans would go into effect in a little more than a year.
A driver arrested after wrecking a UPS truck appeared in court. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Laurel County. Police say that 45-year-old James Buell was driving drunk when he lost control of a tractor-trailer rig running into an embankment. It happened yesterday afternoon on I-75 near the 34-mile marker. Buell was taken to the hospital and treated for minor injuries. Police say alcohol played a role in that crash. In Knox County, police are trying to track down a man they say robbed someone in a restaurant parking lot. Police are looking for the man in this surveillance photo. They say he went up to the woman in the photo who was sitting in her car in a McDonald's parking lot on Master Street in Corbin. The victim says the man took out a handgun, then took her purse and ran off.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Let's take a look now at some of the top stories trending on WKYT.com. The most viewed story on our website, the death of well-known attorney Warren Scoville. In Laurel County, we're tracking the investigation into a crash on Interstate 75. Police say a man driving a UPS truck was driving drunk. And finally, we now know the name of a woman killed in a boating accident on Laurel Lake. For a look at some of those stories and more, just head to WKYT.com. The Department of Justice has launched a federal investigation into the Baltimore Police Department. And this follows the death of Freddie Gray, whose fatal injury while in police custody sparked protests and riots. Marley Hall has the latest.
After a visit to Baltimore earlier this week, Attorney General Loretta Lynch announced a federal probe of the city's police force.
The Department of Justice is opening an investigation into whether the Baltimore Police Department has engaged in a pattern or practice of violations of the Constitution or federal law.
The investigation will look for discriminatory policing practices, including any patterns of use of deadly force or improper stops and searches.
If unconstitutional policies or practices are found, we will seek a court-enforceable agreement to address those issues.
The investigation follows the death of Freddie Gray, a 25-year-old black man fatally injured in police custody. His death sparked days of unrest in Maryland's largest city. The Gray family attorney welcomed the federal probe.
We can be a model for the nation because of this investigation.
Lynch, who took office last week, has vowed to pursue police reform.
Our goal is to work with the community, public officials, and law enforcement alike to create a stronger, better Baltimore.
Federal authorities are conducting a separate civil rights investigation into the death of Freddie Gray. Marley Hall, CBS News.
The review of the Baltimore Police Department is expected to take months. Once that report is finished, it's likely the city and the Department of Justice will work together on reforms.
Thousands of people gathered in Long Island today to remember a police officer killed in the line of duty. Officer Brian Moore was shot in the face last weekend in Queens. Police say he and another officer tried to stop and question a man who was walking on the sidewalk. Investigators say that man pulled out a gun and shot Moore. The suspect has been charged with murder. 25-year-old Officer Moore was a member of the police force for the last 5 years.
It was a shocking discovery for customs workers at an airport in Spain. They found an 8-year-old boy packed in a suitcase. There he is. Workers scanned the suitcase and spotted a human silhouette on the screen. The boy, named Abu, was reportedly smuggled into the country from the Ivory Coast. Officials say the child is doing well and is now in the custody of social services. The child's father showed up about an hour after the discovery looking for the boy. The woman who put the boy in the suitcase is facing charges.
Pretty amazing. The winners are in for this year's most popular baby names. This year's winners are Noah and Emma. The Social Security Administration released its annual list of the nation's 10 most popular baby names for boys and girls today. Emma knocked Sophia off of a 2-year reign at the top of the list. And Noah is enjoying a second year in a row as the most popular name, following a 14-year streak by Jacob. The names James and Charlotte are newcomers to the top 10. The top 5 boy names: Noah, Liam, Mason, Jacob, and William. The top 5 girl names: Emma, Olivia, Sophia, Isabella, and Ava. Now it's time for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Despite recent problems, there are still some die-hard fans who say they're willing to take a chance to get their Bluebell ice cream. With Bluebell off store shelves, some fans are tossing aside other brands and eating what's left in home freezers, despite warnings from health officials. Larry Seward explains.
In Madeline Buchanan's freezer, it's the Holy Bell of ice cream. 2 half-gallons, pre-recall, rationed by teaspoon, savored once a week. Despite health officials wary of listeria that shut down Bluebell Productions, urging customers to throw it all away.
I know the different symptoms with listeria, so I'm hoping that I won't catch it. So it's more of a faith thing.
It's also a family thing. Sister Maggie and Mom Mindy, who's a nurse, are diehard too.
I'm here to watch her.
But it's not good enough for Dr. Diana Martinez, an epidemiologist for Harris County Public Health.
Even if someone has eaten from that stash and not developed symptoms, it is just recommended to not eat it at this time.
She says listeria can cause meningitis and other serious potential deadly conditions. Pregnant women and people with weakened immune systems are most vulnerable, but
it doesn't preclude the rest of the population occasionally to develop this illness.
Still, her words won't stop Buchanan.
I don't feel like it's a problem. I feel safe.
She plans to keep eating.
Well, T-Mobile and BlackBerry are joining forces once again. The two companies announced Thursday that T-Mobile will start offering the BlackBerry Classic to its customers beginning next week. The move comes a year after BlackBerry announced it would no longer sell its phones through T-Mobile. That came after T-Mobile launched an email campaign encouraging customers to replace their BlackBerry devices with Apple iPhones. SeaWorld is seeing a wave of new guests. The marine-based theme park showed a more than 5% increase in attendance over the past year. Animal activists have criticized conditions at the parks. In response, SeaWorld launched a national campaign highlighting the company's commitment to its killer whales. A candy giant appears to be joining the fight to get people to cut back on added sugar. The Wall Street Journal reports that Mars is backing a proposal to include measurements of added sugar in mandated nutrition labels for food. A Mars official tells the Journal that people will benefit from knowing their sugar intake. Mars makes well-known candy like M&Ms and Snickers. Currently, the FDA has not proposed a specific limit on sugar.